Microphone. There we go. Hello. Okay, Ben, say words.
Words.
There we go. We're constant professionals. Welcome everybody
Okay.
to another edition of the Writers Room, presented by Breaking and Entering. I'm Alan Hallis, and I am joined to the other side of me by my River West counterpart, music director for Breaking and Entering, host of the Mr. Nice Guy podcast and event series, and all around nice guy, Ben Slowey, audio technician masters. We are not, but Ben, how are you doing today?
um, I'm chilling, Alan. Um, yeah, busy. Lots going on. Felt like it was kind of quiet for a bit in Milwaukee music for like a couple weeks. As like you know, kind of a lot of stuff comes out like maybe like the first 2 weeks of January, but
Yep.
then like it kind of quiets down a bit. But then it got really popular this week. Like
Yeah.
I feel like this last Friday, uh, a ton of music dropped, and we've been kind of scattering to cover it all. So been busy, and but also been been in the zone, been staying happy, getting out of town more.
Yeah, I've been seeing this on your Instagram, man.
Yeah. So my partners and I are pretty fond of like roadside attractions, like quirky tourist stuff, and like this kind of morbid fascination has really kind of taken taken the front seat this past month or so. So we've been going on little day trips, mostly on the weekends, out of town to just see some random weird cool shit around Wisconsin.
Nice.
We've done a couple sculpture gardens, like sculpture parks. We've done this past weekend we went to the toy train barn,
Yeah,
which
okay,
is
I'm not gonna lie, that looked tight because growing up, my dad had like a ton of toy trains and I was always fascinated by them. So I saw the little the like dioramas and stuff, they like the layouts that they were like going through, and I was like, kind of tight, admittedly. I
dude,
like it.
hell yeah, it was so tight, dude. Um, like I loved trains when I was little. Like I was a big Thomas fan.
Ah, okay.
Um,
The OG. Shout out to the
yeah,
OG Thomas.
man, yeah. There was actually a Thomas in the barn, like on one of the sets, and I'm like, that's my boy. Uh, what else we do? We did. Um, we went to Forevertron, which is the world's largest scrap metal sculpture.
Huh.
That's in the
Okay.
Baraboo area.
Wow.
Uh, we did. Trying to think what else. Gone to a couple state parks. Um, I'm actually for Valentine's Day going to the Dells
Ooh.
uh,
Have you
for
ever
the
been?
day. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
mostly for Noah's Ark, but
Sure.
um, we're gonna explore some different shit because there's obviously no water parks to um, like
There is if you
this time.
try
It'd
hard
be a
enough.
little cold.
Yeah, there is if you try hard enough. Make it happen.
Yeah, we're not going to the Kalahari or some shit. So, but
Yeah,
we're gonna. So Monday will be interesting. Uh, but just to keep ourselves amused through winter
for
and
sure.
just you know embrace what weird, fun, authentic shit is that you can all see in a day. So
Absolutely. Very cool. Very cool. Well, I have been keeping busy as well. The work is picking up over at Breaking and Entering, and it's a good thing. Lots of expansion, lots of things. This next month is going to be crazy. There's just a lot happening. I can't say anything yet, or not everything. I can't divulge it all. But if you follow me on the gram or any of social media, really, you've probably gotten a hint at what's going on. And I am excited to unveil some things to the world and some other stuff that is a complete secret that we haven't even talked about, which, that's fun too. So lots of rescheduling and reorganizing things from this most recent surge of coronavirus. Uh, fingers crossed, knock on wood, that we don't have to fucking reschedule anything else again for a while.
For real.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, lots of fun things. Oh, I've also been glued to the Olympics because
Dude, I like did I until like my mom like mentioned it yesterday. I didn't even know it was happening.
oh no, I'm watching people ski and shoot guns while they ski and slide down chutes on skeleton sleds and the luge.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, if it involves going down hills on things in really fast, I'm into it apparently, and lots of snowboarding and skiing, of course, too. So
Nice. That
oh, and
reminds
curling,
me,
fucking curling.
yeah, well, that's exciting.
Yeah,
That's sounds pretty extreme. That reminds me, the new Jackass movie's out. We gotta go
yes, I
see
saw
that.
that. Oh, yeah, I saw it opening night. Shout out to Matt Miller from onmilwaukee.com. We went to go see it, and I literally was in the fetal position crying, laughing, which Ben, it takes a lot for me to like show emotion at all. I was crying, laughing, and
Man,
it was amazing. There's an entire sequence of about 5 minutes that is so immature, but it is comedy gold, and you'll love it. It's great. It's great. I recommend
well,
everybody go see it.
I'm actually well. Good to know. I am seeing it on Monday night after the Dells, so that will be fun.
Sweet.
But in terms of like raunchy comedies coming out right now, I've also been kind of watching some more of the movies that came out this past year. And last night I watched Bad Trip, the new Eric Andre movie.
Oh
So
yes, I did see. I don't know if I saw it all the way through. I saw a good portion of it though.
laughed my ass off. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, so you're gonna love this then. So, and speaking of things that people are gonna love, we should get into our first video of the week. This is from Aces. They're a newer punk rock and roll band. I don't know if they consider themselves punk. I consider them punk. Fast, noisy, fun, just good shit all around. So this is Out of Time by Aces. Check it out. It's on the Writers' Room.
Born in this world with broken dreams, running out of time. Our hopes held high and out of reach, running out of time. Against this grain until we die, running out of time. False promises and empty lies, running out of time. I ain't living, I ain't dying, I ain't living, I ain't dying. Come on, whoa, whoa. Here we go, one more run around, son. Running out of time. We got one last chance to get shit done. We're running out of time. No more regrets, no more excuses. Running out of time. Them backwards boys are fucking useless. Running out of time. I ain't living, I ain't dying. I ain't living, I ain't dying. Come on, here we go. Born in this world with broken dreams, running out of time. Our hopes held high and out of reach, running out of time. No more regrets, no more excuses, running out of time. Them backwards boys are fucking useless, running out of time. Running out of time. Running out of time. Yeah, running out of time. Running out of time.
'Cause, 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 'cause,
That was Aces. Rocky, look at the camera. That was Aces with Out of Time here on the Writers' Room. I have been joined by our executive producer. My dog has decided to just chill out here.
Busy
Shout out to,
producing.
yeah, he's doing his thing. He's making sure the show's happening. Shout out to everybody popping in over on Instagram and as well as breakingandentering.net and all of our other social media wherever you can watch this, Twitter, all over the place. Shout out to you guys because you guys are keeping things active and you're letting us know when our audio doesn't work. Shout out to Suede Dragon and who else? Somebody else. This is amazing stuff. AOB MacP saying that we didn't have audio for a second there. We're good now, so it's all good. Everything's up and running. And we got a lot of music coming out of Milwaukee, as Ben was talking about. There's so much stuff that is coming out. Every Wednesday now on Shepherd Express, we're doing the Shepherd Set List, which is a collaboration where Ben and I pick 5 things that we put out onto the Shepherd site as well. And let me tell you, it was very hard to pick this week's alone just because there's so much new music from so many great artists, videos, singles, all sorts of stuff dropping all over the place. I'm hyped on it. We got a lot going on. We got new music from Mo City, which I was hyped on too this week. New music from Playtime has been up on Breaking and Entering this week as well.
Paper Stacks.
Yeah, Paper Stacks. So the hip hop scene is especially the Camp Shuttlesworth guys are coming back. Okay, I don't know what's happening here. She's just dive bombing. It's all good. We got tons of music that way. We got tons of music on the indie rock side. Ben, you had some experimental electronic stuff.
Yeah, I would be happy to talk about it. Today, X Harlow released their Prey EP, which, if you aren't familiar with X Harlow, super cool, like emo rap, industrial electronica. We've been covering their last couple records. They're based in New York now, but originally were in Milwaukee for a while. But this EP finds them going into more of like a lyrical vocal emphasis while still retaining that like Gregorian chant combined, like meets like cold wave, which is super cool. Not a whole lot like I know that's really similar to that. But so if you're looking for something very stylistically dense, something that encompasses the past, present, and future sounds, check out X Harlow.
Yeah.
We got some FTAM Productions records that came out this week.
There's a couple of those. C-Body, yep. That was an interesting one. Literally recorded out in the field. It's for the drone and noise fans for sure, for the experimental crowd. But I didn't hate the atmosphere that it creates. And I'm not big on the whole noise industrial, not industrial, but noise droney kind of thing. And I got what they were going for on that one. So I liked that.
I bet that was really serene, like just, taking like your synthesizer out into a state park or something and just kind of creating what feels right in that sort of tranquil environment. Sounds really cool.
Yeah, it's like the mixture of, it's the mixture of like tranquil and like there's this eerie feeling that goes on during it that's like it feels like somebody is right behind you the whole time. And it's kind of creepy. But I get that. So okay, keep going.
Yeah, no, it's cool, and that's why I like a lot of like ambient and noise artists that can kind of like create sort of that like emotional atmosphere where it literally puts you in some different dimension. And Normal Rituals, the other FTAM Productions record that came out, does that as well, with just a lot of like freeform, like sonic, like communications going on between Peter Woods and Eli Smith. So that was a really cool record that came out. We also got a new record from this really cool project called Nuisance. And so Nuisance is the collaboration between BJ Seidel and Ryan Weber.
Hmm.
And it's like it combines like classical music with like electronic dream pop, which is super interesting. And this record that just came out recently just feels like um, uh, it's just very like a very dense, very like kind of like electro orchestral uh, adventure.
Yeah.
Um, and it took 2 years to make. Apparently, I'm looking at the write up we did about right now, um, and yeah, it's just very magical and
Yeah.
also very intricate. So, and they have a
Soundscapes
company.
is the best way to kind of put it. I mean, like it just feels bigger than a straight up electronic composition.
Right.
Speaking of BJ Seidel, we also, and Ryan Weber too, and the rest of Camden, we got a new video from them for Seminary Woods. Uh, I don't want to brag a little bit, but maybe sorta I filmed some of that out in Seminary
Or,
Woods. So I don't know if I even told you that, Ben, but yeah,
yeah,
I went out with Bijou and BJ and filmed that in a couple hours in freezing cold in Seminary
yeah,
Woods.
that's
So
mad dope.
yeah, so go check that out. It's out on it's on YouTube and as well as breakingandentering.net,
Dude,
but
dude, you're
preferably hit
so
the breaking.
cool.
I mean, I do things with cameras sometimes.
Well, uh, well done. Uh, good
uh,
shit.
we also got a project that I put up on the site this morning, and I am super stoked on it. I'm glad that you sent it my way, Ben. Conan Neutron and the Secret Friends, and then the Erratic Retaliator Strategy, which, yes, amazing band names. But they have this project called Dangerous Nomenclature that is something so unique and like just kind of out of left field, but an amazing concept. So they picked three song names, right? It's a 6 song EP. Between the two bands, they picked three song names, just the names, nothing else. They didn't know, the two bands didn't know what each other were doing, and they had to write songs based around the titles of it. So there's the Commuter. I am blanking on the other two. Hang on. The Commuter, Competitive Grief, and Misplaced Optimism of the Doomed. They just were given those words and they were like, okay, make songs that are named those three things, and then they put their two song sets of songs together to make a 6 song split EP. Very cool to see what two bands do with the same topic or the same kind of title, but no guidance other than that. So if you have a chance, please go check that record out. It's super cool. So
Damn, that's pretty dope. It sounds like a really fun. Sounded like it was really fun to make. Playing
yeah,
with
it's
that
like
concept.
a songwriting experiment almost, that like it's just like whatever happens happens. It kind of reminds me of like the idea of All Mixed Up in River West, where
Yeah,
bands are just like kind of drafted at random, and they have to just create something out of nowhere. It kind of reminds me of that sort of thought.
sure. Yeah, cool. Really cool. Uh, we also got for those that like jazz, we got a new record from Andrew Trim.
Hmm.
Really cool. Uh, um, very like kind of psychedelic jazz. But a lot of really talented musicians on that record. We got a new EP from Social Caterpillar,
Yep,
who been a huge fan of for years now. It's a very uh,
it's a
there's some
poignant
pretty
record. Yeah,
it's a very there's some very personal themes on there, so um just keep that in mind going into it, but it's very touching record.
hmm
Also got record from Death Tape Super Bass.
which again,
Noise artist.
amazing names, amazing band names, amazing act names.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah, just a lot of stuff coming out in the experimental and noise scenes. But we've got plenty coming up in the next couple weeks too.
Yeah,
We've talked about Metaverse before, but they've been teasing us with a few tunes.
that record
Um,
is slowly getting closer to coming out, and I cannot wait for it. Every single that they put out has sounded really good, and if you have not checked out Metaverse, do that because they are going to be everywhere in Milwaukee, I think, at some point.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, so stoked for the record coming out on the 18th.
We also we got a record from Case coming out at the end of the month. And so if you listen to this Thursday's Breaking and Entering Radio, and probably the Breaking and Entering Radio down the line from that too, we're going to have interviews with Classic and Jordan from formerly of 88.9, but now in Case as well, to talk about their collaboration record. So Case is like, they're just a traditional improvisational jazz. They write nothing. They just go out and do it, just pure musicianship. Jordan turntable, like scratches on top of it with turntables and everything. And then they brought in Classic for this performance. And the two just get to improv off of each other. And so like Classic's already an amazing improviser as is. The rest of the band has jazz backgrounds and can improvise. So I'm excited for that record. And you can learn a little bit more about it this Thursday on Breaking and Entering Radio too. It's a plug. It's on Spotify. It's on Spotify, but we calling ourselves the second most misinformed podcast on Spotify.
Well played.
Yeah. I think we do a pretty damn good job at being misinformed.
Yeah. So. Well, apparently that's popular these days.
Yeah.
So
lots of good music though. Yeah. Lots of good things happening all over the Milwaukee music scene. New releases left and right. I think we should get into our second video because it is from Sleeper Sound. I believe they've got a record that just came out recently, but this video came out top of the year, and it's exciting. Blossom is really, really well put together. And then after that, Ben and I can give you some updates. We can talk a little bit about some live music things that are happening without giving you too many secrets away. But in the meantime, here is Blossom by Sleeper Sound on the Writers' Room. Okay, we are back here on the writers' room, and actually, while that video was playing, we were talking about some events that were happening in the Milwaukee area. Ben, you said you went to the anti pop up on the east side this Friday.
Yeah, yeah. So my partner was doing burlesque actually on Friday night, so went to go support her. I
Okay.
was also her roadie, uh, taking things out of the car and bringing them up.
Yep.
If anyone saw that like picture of me, the post I made of like I'm like leaning up against a wall in that like really empty room. Uh, that was where that was on the second floor.
Oh, okay, okay. I
Yeah,
went on Saturday night, and shout out to Sway Dragon. Shout out to the Higher Education Records crew that is in our
yeah,
Instagram actually right now. Saw Moses was there. I've seen Kid Millions was there.
yeah.
And shout out to Tori, the guy that was putting that all together, Tori Yannick. He was actually in a rap group in the 80s called Def Supreme. I got to interview him and talk with him for a little bit. And like we immediately clicked and were like, once he said Def Supreme, like we have had our retro videos here on Breaking and Entering once in a while on our Twitch channel. And I was like, oh my God, you're the dudes from the 80s videos that I thought were long gone and I could never track down. So yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, there were a lot of cats from all kinds of generations and scenes in that just in one place on Friday. It was cool. And yeah, shout out to Suede Dragon, Roman. Been seeing him a lot lately, I feel.
Yeah.
But always had good chats with him on, you know, what we're both trying to do.
Right.
But yeah, lots of really, really dope artwork from all kinds of from artists like uh I saw like Milwaukee Alts Ryan Lasig there. I saw Twan Mac there.
Yep.
Saw um
Kid Millions was there. American Illusion.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Saw some dope artwork from the guy Ruben Alcantar.
yeah.
Uh yeah, it was just there was just so much like you didn't know where to start. Like when like with like all the stuff to look at. And honestly, like, dude, there were like just so many like there's so many people there, and there's so much going on. I felt so overstimulated. I'm like, dude, I don't know how to be around like this much going on anymore. Like,
Right.
I had to step upstairs and like catch
Just
my
chill
breath
out
a
for a
few
second.
times because so many people.
Yeah. Yeah, and I hope that we do more. I hope Milwaukee does more shit like that because like
Agreed.
honestly, like that is things like that make culture, but like to bring that many people together from those different circles, like the non-pop people were there. Trey Fresh was there. Kid Millions and the Dope Folks people, like all of that all kind of came together in one spot and like we were there, like
Yeah, I mean, and then Robbie Pauley was there playing like punk records
yeah.
at one point. So it was yeah, it was super cool seeing like just so many different people in one place, just having a good time with their friends. So and I hope they do more with that space too.
Yeah,
Um
either that or just somewhere in general that they utilize, another abandoned space or
yeah.
for sale space because there's a lot of them in downtown Milwaukee, and we can
Oh
make
yeah.
some cool shit happen if we wanted.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You never know the kinds of places you've driven past like hundreds of times. Hey, that'd be a fucking dope place to do a show. Um Yeah, speaking of shows, like, so they're slowly going to be starting to creep back more in the next few weeks.
Yep.
I know that Cactus Club has slowly been reintroducing them. X Arcade's been doing some stuff.
Hmm.
Bremen's doing some stuff. There's shows that are starting to come back, and I think that the numbers are kind of going down at least a bit.
In the
Um,
county, they are way down from where they were. I'm not saying that they're at great levels, but they are definitely back to kind of where we were around like
yeah,
November, December-ish right now.
sure.
So
Still a
hopefully
good
trending
idea
downward.
still a good idea to wear your mask if you're going out.
Yep.
Um, um, you know, uh, so definitely like we can't be complacent, but But anyway, so shows are going to start coming up in the next few weeks, and I've already got a few that I have like on the books that I want to go to. Um, and
And we
we're
got some
also
shows. Yeah.
we do have some shows. I have some stuff planning for April, which I'm super excited for. It's going to be a uh, I get excited like when I start reaching out to bands for shows. Like it just because it's like you're taking a proactive step in having shit to look forward to, and that just like feels so special right
Yeah.
now. You know?
Yes. Absolutely. I had a meeting last night and we started planning for Air in the Square for this summer in Catalano Square outdoors in the third ward. I'm excited for that. We're gonna do 4 shows this year. Um, I'm really excited to start assembling all of that and getting things going there. We're gonna do a fundraiser ahead of time on gallery night in the third ward. So that's gonna happen. We haven't really announced that yet, but it's gonna happen. Um, and I mean, we've got a couple rescheduled shows. So we were supposed to have an evening with Fellow Kinsman and Weird Storm, and we were supposed to have an evening with Gorilla Ghost and Spoy. Gorilla Ghost and Spoy is now being moved to Milwaukee Day to April 14th at Best Place at the Pabst Brewery. And then Weird Storm and Fellow Kinsman are the next night. So the 15th, April 15th. So tax day. But we will, yeah, we will be back to back at Best Place at the Pabst Theater, Pabst Brewery. I'm excited for that. I know that there are other things happening in the city for Milwaukee Day that will be exciting as well. So if you don't make it downtown, there will be some great places to head as well. Ben, you might know a thing or two about this.
Uh, yeah. Um, I might. I might. Yeah. So exciting stuff. And yeah, I
Oh, we are also back at Pabst Brewery. I should mention we'll be back on schedule in March. So the first Thursday in March, the date is escaping me, but we have an evening with Niall and Genesis Renji at Pabst Brewery. So make sure to keep an eye out for that because I think I need to draft that Facebook event. I don't think I did that yet. So it's been a busy week, but that's coming. So be excited for that. And you know what? I put it out on Facebook already, kind of, sort of. Beat Battle is coming back. Big Beat MKE. You will get a formal announcement about that in coming weeks. So everybody get prepared because April's going to be busy as fuck for me and for everyone else. So
yeah, yeah. And I mean, good timing because not only is it, always every year a special time for Milwaukee music, um, you know, like all like revolving around 4 and 4 day celebrations, but it's also going to be getting warm out.
yeah,
It might not, it's definitely blizzarded on 4 and 4 day,
yeah.
but
Trust me, I know that was the first time we did a show at Captain Pap's Pilot House, and we were all
yeah,
excited to have this 300-person venue, and we were going to pack the place. We had a lot of really good, encouraging signs, and then the Bucks went to the playoffs, which like I'm not mad at that. Shout out to the Bucks. Uh, but they were in the playoffs, and then on top of that, it was a blizzard, and we got the show off, and like we still had a good crowd. But I know that it could have been so much bigger, and I wish the Captain Pass Pilot House was still around. But
so do I.
at least we got to do some stuff there while we could. Um,
Right.
but yeah, I'm excited for shows to come back. I'm excited for warm weather to come back. My God, that we can start doing stuff outside or in bigger spaces that are a little more open. And I'm looking forward to. I said it before on the show. The things I miss are the little things, like hanging out and waiting in between bands, like waiting outside the venue because it's too goddamn hot inside Cactus Club. Things like that are like the little things that I miss, or
I'm
that
dude,
feeling
or
of
like
setting
sweaty
up.
basements, man. Like
Yeah,
that's something I never thought I would like really like, yearn for. But dude, like a hot basement in summer, like I remember the DIY venue Fat Charlie's
wow.
on the east side. And like I remember it would get so hot down there for shows, but when you step outside and like have a beer or something, like it just feels so like refreshing because it's great to be outside, but you also are just like so happy about what you just saw. Um, Alan, were you familiar with the Borg Ward?
So I was just past the end of the Borg Ward is when I really started coming to it. I when I got the early days of watching Milwaukee music when I was like, this is back in the MySpace days. There was a band called Terrier Butte based out of Marquette High School, and they played Borg Ward a lot. And if you can find that album, I have it, but if you can find it somewhere, they fucking rip, or they did. Uh, but they played Borg Ward a lot, and I wish I would have gotten to go see them there, and I wish I would have gotten to go see a show there. But I was like just into high school and didn't know anything really. So
Yeah, I a friend of mine was telling me about the shows there, and it just sounded like such a dope spot. Like
yeah,
lots of creatives coming in and out of the place, lots of great shows booked over the years. Real bummer that it got shut down and we never got to really experience it. But
I feel like that would have been our spot for sure.
man,
Yeah.
oh
well.
yeah, dude.
Lots of good things happening. Briante is in our chat. Shout out to him on Instagram saying, no more sweaty basements, please. No, I know. We're in favor of sweaty basements at this point. I think we just want warm weather more than anything, but we want shows to go with it. We are going to get into our last video for the week. This is from Thomas Xavier. It's his first video. He's an EDM artist, DJ, and producer. This song is called Funky Skunk. We just put it on Instagram recently, the clip of it, and it's a fun video. Some performance stuff shot for the Miramar, and some acting in it too, just a little bit. So check out Thomas Xavier. This is Funky Skunk here on the Writers Room. That was Thomas Xavier with Funky Skunk here on the Writers Room. And we are winding down for this week, but we got a little programming note, a little, not so, I don't want to say bittersweet, but the show is going to be changing some formats up a little bit starting in March. We will be probably not doing the long form streaming thing. It's not like we're not going anywhere. Don't worry. We will be all over the music scene as always. But we will be doing shorter versions of the Writers Room, and maybe not in the streaming capacity. I don't know, but there's nothing saying that Ben and I won't be on Twitch and won't be on your screen streaming every once in a while if the situation calls for it, or if we just have time to kill. Honestly,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, so going forward, we're going to kind of retool some things a little bit, but we will be back in 2 weeks to do one final writers room proper. The show that started as quarantine update, that started as
Yeah.
as an Instagram only
Isn't that
thing.
wild?
Dude,
Like,
it's been 2 years of us doing this show. Just kind
yeah.
of, yeah, building it out into this big behemoth that we have.
It
Um,
was just supposed to be a little release, you
it
know?
was supposed to be like 5 weeks. And
Yeah,
we've done two
it was-
years.
Yeah. But
So
I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, there's a lot we could get into on, how things didn't pan out the way we expected them to. But
yeah,
that is, we all know that. So yeah, we're just gonna keep innovating, sharing Milwaukee music with everybody.
yep.
And yeah, there will still always be plenty of dope content to share. So very
Totally.
excited for
We
that.
are gonna have a refreshed version of this show. It's gonna be shorter, and there won't be videos in it, but we'll be on your YouTube, we'll be on your Facebook, we'll be all over the social media with it, doing pretty much this. The same thing that we've been doing, just in a new little bit restructured way. How about that? So it's
There
not
you go.
it's definitely not a goodbye by any means. We will be but we're gonna do one more like this, and then March, boom, everything changes, and then uh, only go up from here, right? So
Well, it's the only way to go. So
and speaking of the only way to go, we are going to go out of here. See, look what I did there. Look at that. I wouldn't have segues like this if it wasn't for this show.
I didn't see that coming, man.
Yeah, it was out of nowhere. Bam. Um, we are gonna head out of here for this week. But in the meantime, you can always check out music every single day. Write-ups from Ben and I over at breakingandentering.net. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch. We got a bunch of them. We will be all over the place there. We have the radio show on Thursdays. We got an e-newsletter that goes out on Fridays. We're bringing the Breaking and Entering podcast back. That's coming out on Fridays as well, starting in March. But if you want to get that early as well as a bunch of extra content, you can do that over by supporting us on Patreon. And you can do that for as low as $5 at patreon.com/breaking and entering. Literally the day that I get the interviews done for the podcast, they're going up on Patreon, and then they will drop in the future to the rest of the general public. So you'll be the first in the know. And yeah, all sorts of exciting things happening. So Ben, it has been a blast doing this again, and we're doing it one more time like this, and then I don't know, we'll be around. I don't know, it's gonna make it sentimental. We'll be around.
Right.
I'm gonna see Ben Slowey everywhere, and
Oh.
also we text every day, so there's that too. So
Yeah. Yeah. We're yeah. I mean, it's become pretty routine. Like that's become like pretty much the first thought of waking up every day is, oh shit, what am I sending Alan today?
and mine is, oh, what's Ben sending me today? We're gonna cover it, and we're gonna have it. We'll be on top of it. We always are, and we will do it again. So we will see you next time here on the Writers Room.